Hi everyone, and welcome to the Taurus Weekly Tarot Bite reading for the week of June 19th through the 25th. This is I Am Illuminated Tarot reading for soul illumination. So hi everyone, and welcome again. My name is Lauren. This reading is meant to be a mini reading, about 10 minutes or so, where we are taking a look at expanding on the themes that came up in the general collective reading for the week, but looking at them specifically pertaining to your sign, Taurus. So those general themes that came up were opening up to receiving love and support that wants to come in, and then also identifying and releasing a long carried burden that really has been preventing us from really feeling like we can step out into the new, the new chapter that's really starting for many of us this month. So let's see what you need to know, Taurus, about those two themes. I'm really going to look at maybe where that block is hiding. And when I talk about a burden and a block, that burden really can be either emotional, it can be mental, or it could be physical. It doesn't have to be something that we're actually physically carrying. You know, we can carry emotional burdens just as much as we can carry physical burdens. So let's see here, Taurus. Oh, beautiful. So we have fourth chakra, Archangel Raphael with the number 38. Now the number 38 breaks down to the master number 11 in numerology, which is one of my personal favorite numbers. I am an 11 life path. So it's a special number that really resonates with me, but it's also the number that really speaks to opening the gateway to what can be for us between what is and what can be when we have the confidence to really understand we are co-creating with spirit. And when these doorways open up, if we have the courage to step through them, we really have this kind of opportunity for expansive growth for ourselves. And I love the number 38 because it brings together the number 3 and the number 8. The number 3 is about divinity. It's about creativity. It's about greeting life with the innocence of a child. And the number 8 is all about personal empowerment and physical abundance and empowered leadership. So there's something here around, I get the feeling, Taurus, around kind of that empowered leadership place, but from a place of creativity, and that there's a doorway opening for you, but it's a doorway that's opening through your heart. That's what the fourth chakra is. The fourth chakra is our heart chakra. And there's a lot of themes coming up for many of the signs this week that are really around the heart. Understanding that what we create in the physical can be so much more abundant and long-lasting when we fully open our heart to really receiving the love that wants to come in from our entire life experience, but also when we give from that place of open-heartedness, that vulnerability. And I love the colors pink and green on here. There's really green for me actually harnesses the energy of the 3, which is beautiful. And then pink is just really a beautiful color that I always feel is I love that it's associated with the heart chakra because it's a fun, lively, vibrant color that just feels fun and welcoming, right? So between the two, I get this week, Taurus, maybe it's just about really looking at where there's fun in your life, where, green is also the color of new creation. When you think of a sprouting plant, springtime, you see a lot of green and growth. And there's something about that here for you, about really looking at how much you have to love, really leading from that place, leading from this creative, childlike, innocent, playful. There's an attractiveness here for you, Taurus. But when we're thinking of a burden, the burden could be maybe not having the confidence to fully commit to that doorway that's opening for you. And that can be a scary thing. When the doorway opens to a much more expanded version of ourselves, it can often mean that we have to be courageous in releasing an old version of ourselves, kind of letting a version of ourselves pass away so that we can literally, it's like, shedding a skin so that we literally now can grow into the bigger version of ourselves. And that can be scary because it means that we have to let go of what we've known previously. We have to get out of our comfort zone. And I'm going to pull some additional clarifiers here, but I really feel that for many of you, this is a time of love, a time of abundance in love, which is wonderful. But you first have to, I feel like, kind of show there's a feeling here of maybe letting go of a burden that at one point blocked you from feeling this way, from feeling love around you, from feeling like you could love and express that. And it's really getting into a place now where how can you lead from love? You know, if you were at one point blocked from it, well, how can you kind of almost like shatter that block by just saying, well, I'm going to step forward, and every time I'm going to feel like I love something, I'm going to share from that. Like, I wouldn't be surprised here if the Page of Cups comes out, because I'm definitely feeling that for you guys. Okay, so we have the Lovers and the Six of Swords. For many of you, yes, this is moving on from a past relationship that did not work out. The Lovers can signify just that, a past relationship. It can also be when we choose what we love, when we've made a decision in love. But with the Six of Swords, this is where we move on from that. We transcend that. This can actually be a card that indicates physical movement. This can be where you actually move it to a different location. Or if this, let's say, if this is not pertaining specifically to a romantic relationship that you have to move on from, it could be a relationship to what you love. This could be where you maybe pursued a career path in something that at one point you loved it, and now it's not fulfilling anymore. And it's getting over that, to open yourself up again to loving something about your life or your career path, or opening yourself up to being vulnerable in love by moving on from a past pain. This is a very clear message. It's interesting. I feel like some signs this week, it's like the message was like, boom, here it is. And then some were kind of all over the place. So for Taurus, I feel like this is a very clear message. Moving on from past pain. Any place where you felt maybe like, again, you were hoping to get love in return. This can even be in friendship dynamics as well. And in parent and child relationships. You know, this could be any place where you felt that you were looking for love, because the Lovers brings in the energy of the number 6, which does speak to love. It also does speak to what you want to manifest from a place of love, what you want to build with others from a place of love. And I get now that there's an opportunity this week to really move on from past pains in any regard, whether it is past pain in relationship, any place where you felt that it made you want to close off your heart chakra, and you said, I'm never going to have that love and support, so I'm just going to, whatever's stopping you from leading from that place now and just being your beautiful Taurian self. Whether this is a parent relationship, parent dynamic, whether this is friendships, whether this is the love of a career path, whether this is the love of a past relationship. It could be like the love of your life, or the relationship that you just could never get over. And this is the week where you get to finally transcend that. I'm going to just pull, let's just, for the heck of it, since we have a couple extra minutes here, I'm going to pull just a couple extra cards to see what's going on with that Lovers card. Let's see, what does Taurus need to know about the Lovers? And for some of you who are actually going through this right now, it may be that maybe this is the week where you realize it's time for you to leave a relationship. I mean, it can happen that way. And again, it could be a relationship with your work. It could be like, okay, it's time. But we have the King of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles. And the King of Pentacles is you, Taurus. This is your card. But the Knight of Pentacles says that there's a new, with the Lovers, the King of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles, there's something here around really embracing what you're great at, which is being able to manifest in the physical, being able to understand your value, your self-worth, prioritizing your time. But the Knight of Pentacles speaks to committing to a new path and really dedicating yourself. The Knight of Pentacles, he's slow moving, he puts in the time and the effort, and he goes step by step by step. Six of Swords, again, this is a card of moving on from choppy waters to calmer waters, and really getting to that place again of transcending some limitation you've had in the mental space, where you've told yourself that you could only achieve this, or you were only worth this much. And this is saying it's time to step up into your full value, King of Pentacles, and make a new plan. and be ready to commit to it. There's something here around that maybe you did do that in the past, and it's time to kind of reevaluate that and say, okay, I got to move on, that the plan didn't work out the way that I wanted. And now it's time for me to step up and move on to something new, something that is going to feel more like calmer waters. This could also be now where you just realize, okay, it's time to commit to that plan again. This literally could be where you had tried to do, maybe it is in a career path and you're like, okay, I went ahead and I achieved this much, but now it's time for me to transcend that by creating a new goal for myself. A new goal that is directly pertaining now to, again, an unblocked heart chakra. What do you love? What do you want to experience? What do you want to feel in this experience? But there is something here around, I think, a plan that maybe didn't work out in the past and this kind of came up at the end of the collective reading too, picking back up on a dream for yourself that you didn't think was going to be possible because it didn't work out the way that you were expecting before. And Alice is saying you get a second chance, but you got to commit to it again. You got to go the slow and steady route, and it's going to lead you to this place of peace and to this place of transcending that limitation and that burden that's been blocking your heart chakra. And you're going to move into a wonderful place of just love and creativity and abundance. Love it for you, Taurus. I'm going to leave it there. I hope you all have a wonderful week ahead. If you'd like to book a personal reading, you can click on the link in the description box below to visit my website. Otherwise, June's tarot scopes, which is the expanded reading for each sign, they are up on my site. July's will be released starting the last week of June and then probably moving into the first week of July. All right, everyone, have a great week ahead, and I will see you in next week's Tarot Bite reading. Bye, Taurus.